Welcome to Elite Encounters. We would like you to tune in to us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Twitch, and go and check out that wonderful subscribe button, and you too can become one of the elite. We are tuned in to the Soul Severed campaign. I would normally want to say previously on Soul Severed. However, there's a lot that has happened. And as your seer, I have been focusing in on the memories of the heroes at the table. I would like to tell you why. There's a common seed within all of you. There's something that I'm looking for. But until I find it, we're going to keep going through your story.
What if we don't want you to find it?
Well,
what is it?
If we knew what you were looking for, we'd help you be able to find it better.
Unfortunately, that's something that I cannot tell you. But I am looking, and I will find it. I did find that common seed within all of you to start with, though, and that's the death of your companion, Sivril.
She thinks.
That is technically where I began sifting through all your memories. It's hard to go through your memories and just pluck out what I need. So finding that one common thing that held you all in your head very strongly was his death and return. So I started there. However, since we've looked further back, going back all the way to where most of you met, and that was at Books and Brews.
It was a Books and Brews.
I believe you had a saying for that, Lenny.
Bar fights are bonding.
Bar fights for bonding. That is what it was. Which, that bar fight, if I'm not mistaken, led to an uncovering of a mystery, a spy thing going on between Orvast and Voth Teril, two nations that have historically been at war or tenuous and strained peace. A nation of elves, nation of humans that are expanding, ever expanding humans. And once you guys set off on that, you traveled to Orvast and you met Clemley and Esteban.
Who?
What? Who?
Esteban and Clemley.
I know the Clemley guy.
Yeah. Who's this Esteban?
Yes, that's right.
Are you sure you're looking in the right
I am.
brains?
I am. This is where
If
your memories can be flawed.
If you're confused, then clearly we're confused.
No, I'm not confused. I can remember him. And perhaps some of our audience might. But unfortunately, none of you will.
It's unsettling.
That's something that perhaps can be fixed. But
I normally forget the people I meet, but it's usually the women, not...
usually the women. I believe you guys came across a poison grove, and Clemley helped you with that, as well as Esteban, even though you don't remember him. And then you continued on to Oakvale, where you found where the spies were supposed to meet, and you had another altercation, but this time with orcs, and you guys lost a child in that.
I was hoping you would go there.
We did, Lenny.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have to go through all of it.
Do we have to go through those?
Kind of want to bring everybody up to speed, don't we?
And that's also where I came in. That's right about where I had met the group.
Yes, it is.
I stumbled upon this fight between them. I wasn't sure what to think of them at first because I'm not a very trusting person. But
No.
I wouldn't trust a
nobody
group that
asked
looked like
you,
us either.
okay?
Sorry, I don't keep my elven breadsticks at hand.
Well,
You should have fed her,
after meeting
Barnabas.
Avery and Azara, you guys gained those files from the spies and were definitely heading back toward Vatiril and found some orcs fighting each other. A band that was more peaceful and a band that was more warlike, and found that there is definitely a difference in this race that you've newly come across. Once back in Vatiril and at Doratham, you came across the nation's spy master who paid you guys and took those files. And that's the last you heard of any of that. Not before Sivril told him he was definitely interested in what he does.
I am indeed. He has a job for me in the future, I think.
Oh, he's definitely got a job.
I'm sure you'll come across Varen again.
I'm sure we will as well. He's a pretty influential guy, and I don't think our adventures will not cross his path, for sure.
I'm sure you'll probably see him again, considering what I know comes.
The spy master of the Elven Nation.
Yes.
Mm.
Well, one of them.
I didn't say
One
a
of
word.
them.
You also, upon returning and kind of getting all that settled, the group met an archaeologist. And she seemed to know Turby.
Turby's girlfriend.
Yes. So I've
That seems to be the
heard
consensus.
I'd like to think so.
it's still teased about that Turby has a thing for Lorna. Well past this.
Oh, well, I would imagine so. It did seem to cause some blush to certain cheeks. And her proposition took you guys deeper into Orvast this time, leaving Doratham again and finding the Star Elf city, the ancient ruins of the Star Elf city, Corinth. And where you all fought ghosts, you found a library, you found soul crystals. And as you fought these ghosts, these soul crystals lit up. Their souls finally released to be able to go to their rest. And during all that, that's when you felt the first tremors. Perhaps these first were an earthquake.
Seems like
Actual
so
earthquake.
long ago.
It split open the library, and some of you dangled a little bit here and there, but you did make it
I never
through.
dangle.
Pretty sure your middle name is
I never publicly. Shut up, Barnabas.
Being split apart from Sivril. Sivril had to jump out of the way as you guys fought over some boots, and they ended up back down in the crack after you guys played around in the hole under the library for a while. Sivril ended up trapped behind some rubble, and you guys had to fight a dragon. You met a snarky dead elf.
Yeah, what was up with her? She's getting on my nerves. She wouldn't tell us.
I think she
anything.
likes me.
Possibly.
You're hanging around.
You
with
think
us too
everyone
much.
likes you?
Well, and this is one of those areas that is a little skewed. But I'll come back.
Our relationship with the ghost? Or?
Oh, we'll get there.
Honestly, I just remember Lenny shitting his pants.
Which time?
Which time? Oh.
There is that.
Mm.
Well, once you guys were able to get moving after these tremors, you fought a dragon.
Correction. I didn't fight a dragon. They fought the dragon.
Yes. And Callie and Turby claim the kill all to themselves. And after moving on from that, they
Actually-
finally...
To be correct, I still have yet to see a dragon.
I would say we'd have to change that, but I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I may be a little bitter.
Oh, no,
Shut
I
your
believe
mouth.
you have seen a dragon.
Psh,
But we're
I
going
think
to
I
that.
would remember if I have seen a dragon, unless you're doing some wonky stuff.
Oh, no. I'm not. But we're just not there yet. You
So you're
guys
you
moved
know,
through.
I think she holds all of our memories hostage.
I don't. I just don't think you're remembering Ruby.
I think
So
you
far,
are
we're
forgetting
We're
something.
remembering,
But
we're
we'll
not
get
remembering
there.
a lot of things.
Oh, that's right.
Dragons.
You were the only one
Oh,
who
you
saw
know, easily forgettable. Just like,
her.
I think she's related to 13, right? Is that how that works? Like,
And this Esteban.
in
guy-
one day, out the other?
Yeah, 13 at this point had been just somewhat missing. And once you guys did find several, you found 13 as well. Again, he had become lost somewhere in all this travel
He's
or
like
slipped away.
He's like a Pied Piper to the people who have no home, right? That guy just kind of in and out of the
He
wretches.
seems to come in and out. He does come in and out. He did travel with you guys for quite a distance there for a while, but
You did.
one thing is, though, Barnabas, is you hadn't seen 13 since you all left Duratham. Not until you guys came back with later on. But I'm getting ahead.
You do that a lot.
There's a lot going on here.
It's got to be
I mean,
there
confusing
is.
with the.
There are so many of you, and your memories all change the viewpoint in some way or form, and it is hard to kind of sort through here and there.
I don't think that's our fault.
No, it's not, but it does make finding things a little hard, especially when the viewpoint changes. So when you guys did find several and he had 13 with him, you guys moved on to find this huge cavern with a necromancer, and just hordes upon hordes of undead kept coming. And I believe that's where you guys separated from Avery and Cyril.
High five.
I know, I've
Like,
never
tried to
played-
kill me.
What? Jerk.
Things all caved in.
No, for real. High five.
You two knew what happened after that. The cave-ins. Avery found her way to some water at the back of the cave and was able to eventually find her way out before so that she didn't get crushed. Cyril technically didn't come out of that alive. Something else found him.
That's true. Something
And
else
hidden.
did find me.
So, the rest of you, Callie and Lenny and Turby were pretty decently hurt, but it was mainly Callie and Lenny who had actually died,
I'll
but
say
for some reason you
decently
weren't
hurt.
dying.
Yes, I was decently hurt.
That's when you were all brought back to Duratham. Everybody
Brought back
traveled
to me.
back to Duratham, and here's where things got a little weird. This is where I started your memories, where you were in Duratham, and you were once again in a bar fight, but you were mourning Cyril's death, and some people were being rude, and you all started this bar fight. Well, or they started it, however you want to put it. I'm pretty sure I heard Turby say that they started it.
And we'll back that up.
But during that, 13 and the rest of you's accounting of those events before did not quite match up. You were all recalling Barnabas never traveling out of Duratham. But Barnabas clearly does remember it, and so do the rest of you.
Super sus.
There is something within your memories that has changed. There's something in there that was shifted. And this is another thing that I wish to come to the bottom of. 13 also said that he was the reason for the cave-in the Necromancer's Cavern. That he blew the top with an arrow, an explosive arrow. Do you remember both of those?
I do.
See, I find that weird.
Because on one hand, he definitely shot the arrow at the roof of the cavern, right? And he blew the rock down. That sealed the cavern off. But on the other hand, I also remember him shooting an arrow into a group of undead that I was fighting
Yes.
while he ran through the opening, and the trimmer dropped the rock after the necromancer
all
did some. It's kind of weird.
Jumbled.
Is it possible the trauma of your death did something with the humors inside your skull that may have altered your ability to recall this correctly?
I mean, it's hard telling. Lenny, tell me about the trauma.
Why do we have to go through the trauma all the time?
Oh, so we're saying that it wasn't actually my
Oh no,
fault.
we're coming back to you.
But
Don't worry.
you're
We're
not
coming back
afraid
to
of that
it.
way.
That's
You're
hard to
just-
remember.
You're just not to blame
You and your
currently.
little fiery cat.
See?
Oh,
In
well,
Barnabas we
He's
trust.
got other words to say.
My humors are well intact.
I don't.
Well, but
Can we move past the several deaths?
don't you have separate memories as well of not leaving Duratham and leaving Duratham? Because
What?
you were staying in Duratham when they were all brought back half dead. And you waited for them to be healed. But you also we went through these memories and you were with them on that trek. So there's definitely a difference in the story. Something going on with all of you. And the one thing that I find that connects all of that and these inconsistencies comes down to one person. 13.
I was going to blame you.
Oh.
You're going to blame you.
I was going to blame you.
I figured.
But that is the one. The one that I can't correlate is 13. But once you guys did come back after your near-death experience or death experience, he did return in his vampiric form with
Yes.
Sunshine's help. You all got back together, but only to be thrown into jail from that bar fight.
Of course.
Yep.
And
First time in jail.
It
Sure.
is actually
You all
because
knew
I
you
usually
all knew
keep.
what you were signing up for.
I usually was able to keep you out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
You're a hardened criminal now.
Oh no,
Usually.
not even close.
Usually.
Not
But
even
you've
close.
Never been in a bar with me.
Well, where's Bella?
That was the
That's
one time
true.
I always go to jail.
Or do you
Every
sleep
time.
in a coffin too now?
Do I sleep in a coffin?
Wow.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Huh.
Wow.
No.
That's a stereotype, madam.
Yeah, ma'am.
He does have this door that he doesn't.
there is a thing with doors.
There's a thing
Well,
with doors.
You all fortuitously got out of jail again
Gratuitously. Like,
by the union paying your bail.
oh, this guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sly
the
Yeah.
sleazy
bastards.
guy
Can
with
we-
the carriage
What
who
was his
couldn't
name?
keep his accent straight.
Mort,
name
right?
was Mort.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Yes, Mort told you that you were to find the union a mage, which Callie had been taken by the union after she healed. She was taken off. And
The college.
Who? Okay.
Callie was taken away by the union.
Callie.
I don't remember.
Why would the union take her and then want
I don't
a
remember
mage
any of
to
that.
replace her?
Or not the union, I apologize, the college.
Did that
I'm saying
happen
the
while I
wrong
was-
thing.
It
While I was
happened
out?
while you were
Yes,
out.
the college, not the union.
As
The
soon
union
as she was
wanted
healed.
wanted to find a mage.
Gotcha.
My apologies, I used the wrong word. And the college had already retrieved her. I believe you all received a few notes here and there from Callie throughout your adventures, telling you different things.
Some very
But
cryptic.
We knew she was alive at least.
Mort wanted something else as well, personal,
Mm.
that he wanted. He wanted to know why people weren't dying.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
he
guys
did.
were actually brought back from literal death because your soul hadn't
Still
moved,
an act of
apparently.
God.
We had interacted with that with the orcs, right? They weren't dying, and we
Indeed.
science.
Yes, we conducted a few experiments that may or may not have been ethically questionable at the
Hey,
time, but
it's not
Absolutely.
it's not a war
Absolutely
it's not a
right
war crime
through.
the first time.
that's right.
Wow.
We were unaware of.
Wow.
We were unaware.
Hello,
Of them.
hi. Can I help you?
There was also the. Wasn't
May the
there,
force be with you.
And you as well.
Maybe this
Overwatch
came
is having
later.
fun in his new set, ladies and gentlemen.
Or
The
something.
the avatar of Overwatch has delivered us from evil.
Something's broken.
Oh no!
What be broken?
It's not being picked up.
Oh, I don't know. Look. Oh,
It's
anyway.
a magic box. I need to kick it.
Okay. So should we continue, or do we
Yeah,
need
no,
to
no,
wait?
you're good.
Overwatch.
You don't need
All
that.
right.
I'm just in the way.
We don't need this point.
Okay.
I mean, well,
Yes, you had all come across the orcs not quite dying. I believe it was when Lenny was almost lost doing his morning business.
I
Yes.
never get lost. I just
No,
sometimes
you wander
don't
away.
remember where the starting point was.
you wander away and get lost. That's what it's called.
His morning rituals.
Yes, it's
My my recreation.
Your recreation.
I do
whatever
like-
it is that you do by yourself.
Well, trying to find a mage for the union so that that debt wasn't held over your head, and you all decided to head to Dromathan, the mega metropolis, largest city in Iota that is known. And a few of you had already been there before, and a few of you actually owned a place there.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it
place.
was a old priory or something, right? It was a
What's that small?
rundown kind of brick building.
Yes.
It was next to that. The chop shop? What's his name?
The
Chip Chop,
Yeah,
as
Chip Chop.
well as that very friendly halfling couple.
Yeah,
And the, I would say, busybody rat folk. woman.
yeah. The angry.
The head of the HOA, I think.
Yeah.
head of
Nosy Nancy.
Yes.
The very
I'm not
least.
sure that was her name, but yes. Always
Mildred.
had her
It was
snout
Mildred.
in
Mildred.
other
It was Mildred.
people's Business. Yes, Mildred. Yes.
She was definitely the head of the HOA. She yells at me about our trash cans all the time.
Well,
Okay.
you spent a little time in Dromathan trying to find out what happened with Callie, find out about the mages, more rumbles breaking the city. You guys had a fight that happened after a few of those rumbles in the pawn shop that Turby ended up disappearing through a ring of fire and came back and said he didn't want to do that again.
Into a burning
He
ring
really
of
did
fire.
kind of fall into it.
I'm
And
pretty sure that was another plane.
yes.
And I told him not to do that again.
Well, this also brought us to finding a piece of the city rising into the air. It wasn't just splitting and cracking, but an entire section kept moving up until it continued to float.
I'm pretty sure there was an upside down piece as well.
Yes, the first one that flew up that you all saw, though, almost took several and 13 with it.
Oh, yeah.
tried to take him from me again.
Wasn't that also the time that you used one of your powers and it nearly destroyed your mind?
Yeah, yeah. I remember. I
Almost killed you as well, didn't it, Marcus?
Yes, yes. I don't hold any grudges, but that was a painful memory for me.
Interaction.
You were pretty gun shy around him for a while.
Yes, it took a bit to regain my trust, but he has it.
It's good to know.
there's an endless stream of wild, crazy magic that's doing whatever this is doing, and I looked into that, and it literally was like my mind reset. Like it was
It's as if your
it was
mind
nuts.
was attacked by the magic
It was,
itself.
it was crazy.
There's so much happening within the world and with these rumbles and with the landscape itself changing that all of you finding these things and looking into them, trying to find these mages, it has led you guys eventually to what's causing it. But we are getting there. Chip Chop hired all of you to find some employees. Took you to another floating landmass.
Huge one.
Even massive.
Huge, yeah.
Large enough that it probably could contain its
Miles.
own ecosystem
Yeah.
of prey and predators, which is also, speaking of predators, where Turby picked up his friend TB. Large dire wolf.
Yeah.
Large enough for him to ride.
I don't know that we classify that as picked up TB.
I mean, what was it? You guys said, that's how you make friends. You kill all of their other
No,
friends.
he definitely.
Yes.
I think
kill all the
in
other
a
friends.
past life, I think Turby was a cult leader, because, I mean, when your approach is, we'll just kill all of your current friends, that way you have room to be friends with us now. That sounds pretty cultish to me.
Sounds cold
He
to
is
me,
very
guys.
young and moved away from the dwarves, and they have a certain mindset. You know that.
Dwarves do.
Yeah, you're
Iota
definitely drinking the Kool-Aid, that's for sure.
Iotadree's dwarves are not necessarily known for their friendship. They're more known for their business acumen and the tyranny of their nations. So yes, Turby is definitely an odd dwarf for you all to be running around with. He's friendly and kind, and usually,
hugging people.
well, that's a little different when you
Everything.
guys came across dire wolves trying to kill people, but he did decide to keep one by killing off all the rest, and then decided that they were going to be friends.
But oddly enough, it worked.
And
I like
I
you.
remember, what was his name? Fred?
Oh,
The guy that was pretty much traumatized because he.
Was this the person who was horribly mauled and we took him back to the temple anyway? And
Yeah. Yeah. And then
somehow
there
was
was
still stirring.
And then there was
Yeah.
the elf guy that was traumatized because I was walking around with my crystal lid at that
Yes,
point.
did not want to
wow.
come near
We
you.
have never seen an undead person before.
Well,
It happens.
had never
Hey.
seen an undead elf, apparently.
We
To
are
be fair.
casually called Diet Alive.
Sorry.
There is that. You guys all came up with your own term.
My friends
for
call me.
Several.
Yeah.
Several is diet alive, people.
Unscientific term.
You guys did
Unscientific.
get TB on the way back to Rome, and you did meet a woman named Ruby.
Ruby
Yes, yeah.
She
just
had-
stumbled onto us. Actually,
Yes.
Somehow.
that happened right after he and I had a little shouting match.
Do
you remember?
I remember.
I do. I do
When
remember.
when I briskly had to rip my shirt off of my chest to show you all the battle wounds and scars that don't heal because you complained about
because
something.
I opened my mouth
Uh-huh.
and I upset you, and I'm sorry.
It's
Sometimes
not.
I talk
it's,
too much.
it's not that, but sometimes you just got to remind people, how volatile the situation is that we live in.
Something I'll never forget.
Some people
Never
just
again.
need to remember that you two seem to have a bad bromance. And that is actually a song, too, if you think
Oh,
about
no.
it. It's
It's
wonderful.
coming in my head.
It will
Stop.
never leave your head now.
Love
It's
it.
stuck. Anytime you hear that song, you'll just hear bad bromance for the chorus from now on.
Get out of my brain.
You are welcome.
Welcome to the
Because it's
earworm.
never leaving my head. So, I had to share it.
Bad bromance.
Oh, no.
Oh no, caught in a bad bromance. I believe is part of the.
I better
Well,
just
that's cool. I'm
maintain
here
my
willingly.
poker face and move on.
Well,
How far
then
will you
again,
go?
or we could just dance. So anyway, moving.
That's all the references I know. So
You-
sorry.
Wendy was just born this way.
You
so
can
we'll
dance
just-
I do know that one. I do know that one.
All right.
I
So
am cool,
continuing
just in case
on
it-
with a little bit of our recap for our audience here, at this point, Avery's sitting here going, well, this is all kind of news to her until you all brought her up to speed when you meet her again. But we'll get there. You guys did meet Ruby, and Ruby seemed a little arrogant, but she was definitely wanting to join up with you all if you were planning to look for mages and where these tremors might be coming from. She had figured out by looking at them and checking out the tremors themselves as they happened, she felt that they were emanating from the center of Botsarel. And Turby agreed. He felt it was that way as well. And several, after thinking back, I believe you had thought, thinking back, it felt like it was heading from that direction as well. If you look at it. So she decided she was going to come with you guys. You guys moved
Yes, she
on
did.
to head toward the center of Botsaril, and you found an autumn forest in the middle of spring.
Mhm.
And magic
Strange.
started getting
An
a
autumn forest in
little
the middle of the
wonky.
forest.
Yes. It
Yeah.
seemed that as you followed Lenny's crack, which I believe that was a discussion that went for about 20 minutes about Lenny's crack.
Not long enough.
No, it was plenty.
Oh, it was plenty long. Your crack was plenty long, apparently.
And eventually it turned into a crevice.
Yes, it did.
Well, sometimes it gets full.
Just kept spreading. Oh, yeah. We're
did keep
30
spreading.
minutes in and look where we
Hey,
are.
I'm gonna need you to understand something here, okay? We don't need to be talking about your crack or your crevice or how full it is or how empty it is. Okay? We've already covered the bad bromance. We can't be associated with things like.
I mean, it did eventually get wet.
Hey.
Please, Greg, go.
It did widen.
Oh,
At this point, I was a married man.
You were. So, you guys following the Lenny's Crack, you did find this autumn forest. It seemed that it brought along with it demons, and I believe there was a
Summoning circle.
summoning circle and a mention of demon cake a lot.
yes, poor technical advantage.
Horrible.
I'm
this
positive
was where-
that I'm positive that end of the demon does not give advantage.
Yeah, no. If anything, disadvantage. You had orcs and elves and demons all fighting.
Seer.
Yes.
There was more than just a mention of demon cake. We have pictures.
We
Oh.
do have pictures.
That was definitely.
Oh
We
no,
have-
photographic
we have pictures.
evidence.
Stop looking at my browser history.
Overwatch sees all.
Oh, no.
Overwatch does see
Oh,
all.
no.
Oh no.
You guys are weird.
I'm not with these people.
We're not yet.
And all of a
Not
sudden,
yet.
Lenny's the
It's
most
coming,
innocent
yeah.
person in the party.
Excuse you.
I'm sure.
I doubt that.
I don't know.
Hmm.
You wonder what those browser histories do look like. I am curious
Clear,
now.
clear.
No,
Clear.
You don't want to know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are things that
Oh no, I'll trust you on that.
that cannot be unseen.
Ooh.
Like demon cake.
I had to see that though. I had to see the demon cake apparently.
Thus, you will not be able to ever unsee it.
I will not. Just like you guys will never get bad bromance out of your head.
It's so close.
That was so cool.
And we're back.
Another thing you guys did find along the way, you found where a piece of ivory had floated up, like what you've seen before, but it had also apparently crashed down to the ground, leaving a deep crater. That was another place, and it was also where the magic got funky. Sometimes it worked, or it happened.
Lenny
Automatically.
attacked Kirby.
Well, attacked is a strong word.
Okay, a random spell went off in Turby's random direction.
You did.
It is MO for
I-
Lenny to be hurting his party.
That wasn't just a
I knew that was gonna
one-off
come up.
occurrence.
Yeah.
It happens
I-
quite a bit.
But yes,
This
magic
one-
was getting a little crazy.
He has a bad aim. Sometimes.
You would have thought
Yes,
that maybe that was a little
Oh, y'all had
hint
kids?
that Lenny was going to be affected somewhat like the mages were, but
I don't
you
think
all
that's-
pressed on
I don't think
Horrible
that's
aim.
and found the crystal city of Avel.
Mm.
And it is a city mainly of moon elves. You also came across Whisper, a mute elf, who told you guys through her signing and such, she knew where their mages were.
Right.
And this led you guys underground of Avel to cells where they had mages trapped.
Didn't they have? Go ahead.
This is where I kind of started getting suspicious of Ruby.
Mm.
She was a little weird.
Well, how you going?
Well, I mean, she looked at the guards and basically shushed them, and they turned away, even though they were coming after us.
Blackguard.
Yeah, this is where we met. The first run-in we had with the Elven Elite Guard, like the Black Guard, the Black
Yes,
Legion.
the Black Legion.
Yep,
It's,
with the masks and the armor.
it's unsettling for sure.
But surprisingly, you all actually came through a fight with them down in the underground, released these mages, and found that they immediately started walking, trying to get
Yep,
to where they were going.
they were being.
To the center of Vastril.
And upon leaving this underground, you were met by a lot of the Black Legion and the High Prince of Both-Tyrell himself.
That guy.
Yeah.
To which, with a little bit of a
We ended up in
Few
jail
words.
again.
I told you, hardened criminal. Did you get your tattoo that time? Or was
she
that
did
later?
end up in jail again. All of you ended up in jail again.
It was his fault this time.
It was.
His pride got the better of him.
It definitely did.
No. Not
But-
a
What can I say? I'm a family.
Vampire ego.
I. Okay.
You're welcome.
It's quite
For
possible.
the,
I
for
didn't
the
even
record,
talk
for the
to
record,
this.
she says you're welcome, so she is clearly at fault.
Even though I didn't actually technically cause it. Okay.
Well, you technically left me alone to die.
Who knew there was a vampire in there? My bad.
You had
Pretty
a
sure
you had a
handle it.
you had a fire kitty.
That was about to die.
I also was
You
about
were
to
better
die.
health than
Boo.
my cat.
That's not how I remember that whole scenario.
We need to get your head checked.
You-
Actually, technically, if we had Overwatch bring up the Viewstone, you told her to run and save herself.
I told her to run. I didn't
look
say
at
run,
that.
save yourself. I said run.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been run to me. That could have been whatever. She chose to abandon
Get
me
help last
forever and
fight.
always.
Everybody technically abandoned you at your own words.
Hey, no one likes you.
Don't say pettiness.
I tried.
So, in jail again, there was another tremor while everybody slept, but it wasn't quite the same kind of tremor, and that was where you actually saw your first dragon. Ruby did open up the wall for you all to escape. A red dragon, she shifted, busted the wall, only several seeing her, and then went back down to human and or elf, half elf, I believe she was taken,
Half elf.
and laid down. Which you told them later that she was of a draconic nature of some kind. Or at least she made herself look that way, but considering the hole in the wall, definitely did it. But you all decided not to use it.
Not until my grandmother came.
Yes.
That's right.
Grandma Sunshine.
Grandma Sunshine showed up and gave you guys a way of escape with transport and supplies.
She loves me. What?
She
See?
does.
And Lenny.
See, that was way better choice than just running out into the ether with nothing.
Well, it's a good thing that she was in town. And then my note got to her.
What was her name again? Surely it wasn't just Grandma Sunshine.
I'm pretty sure I remember it as Grandma Sunshine.
I mean, if you want to try calling her anything else, be my guest. But that's what we call her.
Oh,
Fair enough.
there
we
we
are
go.
now adventuring.
Is it?
Oh.
We have lights and everything's working now. Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you.
I'm gonna go have a beer.
Okay.
Sounds amazing.
An ale or
Yeah.
a beer?
Actually, ale's better.
Ale's better. Okay.
Yeah. Dwarven.
Yeah. Apparently, Overwatch likes dwarven ale. So after getting out of jail once again, and moving you guys on,
Hardened criminal.
Oh my goodness.
you're never gonna let her live it down.
Oh, never, not once.
Never. Okay. You guys finally.
I've been more in jail with her than my entire life.
I believe you and her have been in jail together almost the same amount of time.
Right. I met her by a tree, and then less than 24 hours later, I'm in jail.
Okay, the first one was definitely Lenny's fault.
You were still there. See, the correlation still works. You were there, we're in jail.
So, you guys finally actually felt that pull. I believe Lenny felt it first. At that point, you guys were trying to get in the carriage, and Lenny was like, "Oh yeah, I want to go." Lenny was pulled toward the center of Vothteril.
Yeah,
The
he's
same
walking.
magical pull that seems pulled these mages.
He was walking.
I was walking.
We had to hog tie him to the wagon.
You
I think
did.
its feet were still moving.
They were kicking like this.
They were.
You can hold a canine over water. It's just
It was kind of funny, but also very frightening.
Sunshine did feel it slightly the closer you got, but not
really.
like Lenny.
I have never wanted to walk so much in my life.
Or since.
I don't like that. Definitely not since. I want to walk less now.
As
since.
long as the carriage was going in the proper direction, he didn't need to walk. But as soon as the road curved, Lenny's feet started to move. Something pulling him in a straight line toward the center of Vothteril.
He had to be hog-tied when
Lenny
we
the hog
camped
pigeon.
tonight.
Yep.
Which is another interesting spot. You all had camped and in this dreamlike state. You found not one, but technically 2 gods. You didn't know it at the time.
Know that.
But you found a grave digger and you found a Mr. Silver, which once you got to the center and seeing their faces realized who it was. But in the dream, one was begging you to get his family's soul crystals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the gravedigger was saying, no. Every race was there in that graveyard. There was also an elven soul tree that had every different type of soul tree. You had the tree of dawn, the tree of dusk, the tree of death, all the different types of elves all mixed into one. But you guys finally woke from that dream and made your way to the camp where there was so many tents set out, and inside of them there were so many mages where they were drained, and you could see magic flow from them every once in a while toward this rippling rip and mass in the center over a deep crevice that had widened even while you guys were there. And that's where you found your friend Callie in this state of not quite sleep.
She looked bad.
Mm-hmm.
She was barely able to hold herself up.
You all found her, and that's where you met Mortas and Talvan.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see almost through the rips and the ripples above that rift in the ground, you could see the physical clash of 2 titans, of 2 gods fighting.
I walked a little too close.
Yes.
Just a little.
You could feel it almost in every blow, but you could also, it was mentally grueling as well. They fought on every level. They were fighting on a spiritual, physical, and mental level to the point that it's ripping into Iotadri itself. So you guys can see where these tremors are now coming from. Because with every blow between these gods, the ground shook. While they are fighting, though,
And
it seems a small part of them was interested in what you guys were doing.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely there was the runner guys that took us to Cali, and then while we were in the tent with Cali, those 2 just kind of like
I walked in with one of them.
Yeah, but the other one just kind of like appeared in the tent and was like, "What are you doing?"
Yes.
Yeah.
One didn't want you to take her.
Well, I
And
don't
the
think
other
he got-
wanted
I
you
don't
to
think
get
he
her
got
away.
a choice.
Well, that's what happens when somebody tries to take your source of magic. The god of magic was draining the mages.
The God of Magic isn't just draining the mages, he was draining the potential of the mages. Pulling all the magic he can and being the God of Magic and controlling it. Pulling
what he
everything he can to fight the God of Death who says it's his time. But the God of Death did take a moment and take a blow for all of you by severing Callie's tie to magic. So you were able to take her out of there. He also gave you a message, didn't he, Sybil?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about this.
He told Sybil that he needed to get home in order to save the ones he loved from death.
Mm.
That the God of Death is not directly in line to move your souls through this world. They go through the tree. They have their own direct conduit. So he could feel the deaths coming. But unlike every other humanoid right now in the world that was not quite dying, elves will die. And elves were dying. So you all race to the Crimson Grove next. That's almost to that point where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
You raced to the grove and found it under attack, leaving your friend Callie with no magic, but with your sword, one of your swords. Beside her in the wagon, you all raced into the Crimson Grove, some of you seeing it for the first time. And as parts of it were on fire, there were large spiders and scorpions all over the place. And you found a city in chaos. Something was happening to their soul tree even. It was in flux. It was rippling between being barren and fully in bloom, as if someone had placed a soul and it was moving on. And it rippled all through the tree, even as fire seemed to lick up it. I mean, you guys fought your way through the grove.
There was something attached.
There was something magical, something
attached
huge
to the top of the tree.
at the top.
Yeah.
And as you guys made your way through, though, you did find that your daughter,
It was a deity at the top of the tree.
it was. You found your daughter dying.
I did. She was laying on the street, and we were fighting these spiders and scorpions, and she yelled my name, or I think she yelled "Daddy," actually. And I don't know if you guys have children where we are, but you know your kid's voice. And when I got to her, she had been poisoned by one of the scorpions. But it was something that I had never seen, and I don't even think Sunshine knew what it was at that point. And you were busy. I know you were busy.
I wasn't able to get to you to even cast magic.
Yeah, but she was
dying.
Yeah.
She was dying, as were several around you.
Including my god.
As was a god. Corel Levane, the head of the Elven Pantheon, was killed by his own wife, second in the Elven Pantheon. All of them supposed to be good deities, but somehow, apparently, Telena had been corrupt. And all of you were seeing witness to that fall.
Well, that's
3
why
gods
she's
in
called
less than a
the
month.
betrayer.
She is now called the Betrayer. 3 gods in less than a month. Seen by mortals, and you wonder why I'm interested in your memories. You did attempt to save your daughter by taking the knowledge from the priest that you had met, who had told you how a lot of things about vampires and how they work, and taking that knowledge, you drained her until you felt her heart stop. But not before apologizing to her with that one ability you have to speak inside of another elf's head.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even the end of where we stopped. Because you can't even know if that would work for 24 hours. But yet there was a fight going on around, and the entire grove being on fire, and these scorpions and things happening. Everything was moving quickly. Everyone was fighting. Everyone was on edge. And Sunshine even looks a little out of sorts. You guys found Sivral's father after he drained his daughter.
He's a traitor.
Was traitor.
Yeah.
Was. In the midst of all this and finding your father and a fight ensuing, you all did hear the fall of a god, even if it was through the mouth of another mortal. Because you all heard the agonizing scream from your cleric as she lost her connection. The ensuing fight was emotional, but you guys did take down Sivral's father, who had seemed to have a hand in bringing to Lena what she needed to rise and kill Corel Levane. Your father died by your own hand, and while you were doing that, Sunshine was stepping through many stages of grief, including wrath, in which she burned a new temple to the ground.
I had a conversation with the deity first,
Yes, you did.
and okay, I can see why you are interested in our memories. I mean, I did talk to her.
Yes, you did. And saw the heart of your own deity in her hand. Such dire memories and such complicated events. Now, with your soul tree on fire
I didn't do that.
and the Crimson Grove itself burning in places, Kilara lying dead and not knowing if she's going to wake, your daughter. Your friend back at the wagon with no magic but a sword, which as a mage she's probably hardly ever lifted. That's where we're coming back to your memories. You had so many things happening. I take it you're going to try to clear out some of the growth, put out fires. Is that what you all did? Or
think we
perhaps I
probably-
should turn to Avery a little bit. Avery, they don't know what you've been up to for the few months that you've been gone. Well, you and I do. But another fire within a forest would definitely catch your attention. And it did. And rushing in, you found scorpions the size of houses, as well as spiders. Things to fight and kill. Things for Azara to rip into. And as you were trying to put out some flames on one of these houses, you saw a very familiar group of people.
Yeah.
And one you thought would be dead.
Yeah, I remember coming across them, and the first thing I noticed was Sivral. And I kind of just stopped and then I kept going because obviously they hadn't seen me yet. I was quite a distance from them, but I definitely could see the bright hair of Sunshine and the other party members. I got closer and they noticed me, and I was just staring at several, and
The fact that he had a lit soul crystal around his neck.
he was walking,
Yeah.
and I couldn't even say anything. I just Speechless.
Now, the bright hair of Sunshine, she's not exactly somebody that you'd recognize either. But she is pretty.
It's definitely bright.
She is definitely somebody that sticks out.
Yeah.
Not as bright as she used to be.
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
Hit
I
the,
mean,
dim-
that's what caught my eye in the first place. Was
hit the
the
dimmer
hair.
switch.
Yeah, somebody did hit a dimmer switch.
Rude.
Welcome to the party. Now we can be rooted by the seer together.
You do realize that it's your guys' turn next.
Oh.
I mean, she's killed. We've you know, gone through the
Traumatic loss. Just traumatic loss.
Traumatic loss.
There we go.
Yes, traumatic loss.
Yeah.
She's going to dig into all your traumatic losses.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a therapy session I signed up for.
Oh, it will be.
Well, then let's focus in there. When you saw
Her
we're gonna
therapy session?
focus into Avery coming up and standing and staring at someone she thought that was dead.
I remember I didn't even pay a lick of attention. I remember I was holding my daughter. So it probably didn't dawn on me. There's lots of things that have just happened and transpired in the last, hour and 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, give or take.
So what you came up on is Cyril holding a young elven woman. Her face had lines on it as if something had crawled under and left darkened spots that were trying to heal. But she seemed quite dead.
Quite.
A lit soul crystal still near her. Did you leave your wife's there?
No, I haven't.
Okay. But you all were having to sit there. Are you going to stay right there, though? There's
No.
still things within the grove. There's still things on fire. There's...
I know we were... I know I ended up taking her to the wagon with Callie, but I can't remember if we went back in. All that's a big mess and blur to me. I don't remember. I don't remember going back in to save anyone else.
I think for me, I remember first seeing and hearing his daughter cry out and see him run in to her side. I do recall kind of skidding to my knees next to them and trying desperately with some of my elixirs to see if I could help in any way, but unfortunately the poison had already run its course. I was too late again. I remember seeing the anguish in parts of his face. I could see his eyes, and my only thought then was helping him secure her. And yeah, with the chaos around, I think that I could only laser focus on what I knew, and that was Cyril.
Well, and once you all had secured her, and then his father was killed, it was after that is where I wanted to focus, is where you guys went after that. You said you took her back to the wagon outside of the grove?
Yes.
Which is where Avery had seen you guys,
Yes.
is outside the grove then. So now you're just at a wagon waiting while parts of the forest burn. Slowly you lost the sound of people screaming and things dying. And eventually, after hours, you definitely don't hear any more at all. It goes to the normal sounds of a forest. You all finally see just smoke instead of flames. As it's hard to burn still green and living wood. Some of the trees are charred, but not everything burns. Yeah. Avery, did you just stand watch with everyone else, not saying anything?
No, I remember trying to go in and see if I could save anybody. The fire looked like it was pretty bad, though. There wasn't a whole really much I could do. And then that's when kind of came upon them, and I came up, and I remember it just being, even with the roaring flames, I just remembering it being quiet, just dead silent. So I just nodded my head, and they did, and we didn't say anything.
Everyone just kept vigil over his dead daughter. You wouldn't know who this girl is that they're keeping vigil over, though, as you weren't there when they came across her, but
seeing the look on
she's obviously
Several's
someone,
face,
yes.
and just measuring the feelings and the intensity of the situation. I didn't have to be told. I just was there.
I think in that moment, I don't know about for you guys, but in that moment, I can see that image. Like when I think back about all of this stuff and all the things that we've done, since that point, that image of us just standing there with the smoke coming out from the top of the forest, like once it left the magical barrier from the grove. I sleep at night and I see that image burned into my brain. And I don't know if it's guilt or if it's the trauma.
Both.
But I just know that from that point forward, lots of things were different.
Well, indeed, you had just lost your home. You had just found out who your father really was. You had lost your wife.
Potentially your daughter.
Yeah, any man would be scarred by that.
Many people within the grove, too, were lost or changed. And it didn't seem like anything good was coming back out of that grove. But you all kept watch, holding her through the night into the next day. It takes 24 hours to find out anything. For 24 hours, pretty much all any of you did after the fight with his father was sit
And wait.
and wait.
And stare.
I don't even remember speaking that much.
There were no words.
Yeah, and
Might
that
be the
was
only time I've
that
ever
was the
seen
most.
Bissell not eating.
Oh yeah, well,
You
I can smell it. I can smell this. I can smell the smoke still.
Several, give me a perception roll, please.
I told you I didn't want to talk about this.
And then I would like Barnabas and Sunshine to give me a medical.
29.
29. Avery, were you decent at medicine, I take it? Or not? I can't remember.
I had some training,
Okay.
but I wasn't fully.
Give me a medicine as well. Overwatch, are we still having technical issues?
Nope.
Well, it keeps flashing at us.
I'm changing the intensity.
Oh,
He's
okay.
changing the intensity of the light so that way the view crystals pick us up with a little more clarity.
Okay.
Because they're like, oh my god, it's so
going off
bright.
on.
It hurt my eyes.
Ooh,
Sorry.
what?
The image gets a little dark when the adventuring lights turn on.
They're testy. Not the lights, the view stones. I need to have a conversation with them.
Gotcha. All right. So, what did you guys get on your medicine?
Give me a second. It's loading.
19.
I got a 28.
medicine is loading?
28.
That is.
Okay. What did you
Nicely
roll, Avery?
Not good.
See, some things never change.
No, don't even add the bonus. It's not even worth it.
Okay.
She rolled a 2.
All right. So
Do you
several
believe in magic?
you notice
No,
because you're
not
holding
anymore.
her.
Huh?
You notice because you're holding your daughter.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sunshine, you notice because of your training in medicine as you guys stand vigil. There's no stiffness or rigor mortis that does set in, giving you some hope that she will rise. And it feels like an eternity to wait. But after 24 hours, you're just kind of, you don't even have to breathe. You know you don't, but it's, you almost feel like you're holding your breath, holding her, and still nothing.
Yeah. I remember there was a road close by where the grove kind of overlooks. And in my in my mind at that point, when it had kind of crossed the 24-hour threshold, and she was still, I remember I took her to that road because that's where I met her mother.
And as soon as you stepped onto that road, that there was a sudden flurry of movement from her.
I remember I was completely shocked.
You were carrying her, and there was this sound, almost like a hiss. And this small, lithe, elven girl flips out of his hands, pushing him back and dropping down into a crouch while pulling out a blade at the same time. And she hissed. Teeth elongating out of her mouth, her eyes glazing red, and the scarring on her face deepening. She didn't even seem to recognize him as she looked at him. Who was closest to Several at that point? Sunshine?
Mm.
She didn't seem to recognize you. She seemed to look through you. And in your shock, you didn't know what to do as she bolted past, pushing you to the side, and came directly at Sunshine.
Oh no.
That is a 25. Her first action is going to start up everything, and I think that's where we will be going to a break. But her first action was to run up and sink her teeth into Sunshine.
Oh, no.
Really? You're gonna laugh?
We're going to take a break, and we'll come back
All my friends are dead.
to what happened with that right after this.
Uh-oh.
This entire thing was just Lenny's bad dream.
Maybe. I could see that.
Why?
It is a bit of
Wake
a-
up, Lenny.
Welcome back to Elite Encounters. Special welcome back to our Elite. And I would like to let everyone know and remind those of you that already know, we will be at PopCon the 26th through the 28th. But I would like to bring us back and focus in on what is happening now. Cyril's daughter woke and immediately attacked Sunshine. That will be initiative, everyone, please.
Okay.
25 to 30. 20 to 25.
Oh dear.
Or moves.
I have a 23.
Oh, okay, there we go, Cyril.
Thank
I had to
you.
look at. I have new things. Okay?
I know.
Well, it's not new, it's just the 23. All
Forgotten.
right. 15 to 20.
For the love of God, somebody.
14.
17.
Oh, everybody
I have
else.
19.
19
Sorry.
as well.
Oh, got some-
19, 19. All right, who's
We
got
already know Barnabas
the
is going second.
better base there?
Plus 11.
what's your
12.
Oh,
snippety?
19 Sunshine,
Well.
and then Barnabas,
Mhm.
and then we had a 17.
Mm-hmm.
Me.
Nope.
17
Not me.
is Avery,
Dead last.
and actually you are not, Lenny.
Wow.
Lenny's at a 14, and a natural 1 would be Kilara. But she did
Alright.
kind of catch you guys by surprise. So,
So just to recap, so that way our tech guru has the order. We have Cyril, Sunshine, Barnabas, Avery, Lenny.
yes.
Gotcha.
And Sunshine, you are taking
If
3
you're coming to
points
look at the
damage.
camera, I would do that first. We can suffer
Just
without.
damage?
For the moment. Just from the actual bite.
How much?
3.
3. From just her teeth sinking in.
Got it.
Spicy.
And she bit right into your shoulder. Your right shoulder here.
Well, I mean, it's bare, so.
It is bad.
I mean, it is.
You okay there, Overwatch?
Yeah, he's gonna come mess with the.
Yeah, just gotta get the right angle on this thing.
View crystal is a little dark again.
Gotcha.
You touched it.
Top.
Nope.
Top right.
Nobody touched it.
Sorry. Top left. And then there's
There.
like 2 over. It's gonna give you a number.
Oh, I know why. The shutter speed's off.
Your shutter
There
speed's
we go.
Hang on to your butts.
Ha
Can I hold on to somebody else?
And
Bingo.
suddenly the writer.
So,
Yeah, you didn't say the magic word. There you go.
I need to go do a thing. We were back.
Okay. All right.
Surprise poopy.
Lenny would be familiar with that.
Okay.
Something new every day.
Overwatch is not going to be doing our initiative then for the moment. Huh?
It's fine. It's fine.
All right. So, Kilara rushed in and bit into Sunshine. And I take it we're not going to have a battle map yet? Or will we?
Oh, I can change that real quick.
Okay. You guys are literally right outside the grove.
Yes, we are.
Actually, I'm gonna move out of this since you're in it. Laura says, "Let there be light." I take it that light made it a lot better there, Laura. So, She pushed past you, Several, and bit right into Sunshine, and that's where we'll begin. Several,
Great.
we're on you first. Apparently, we're just getting a battle map now.
Should have it there.
Yeah, no, that's all we have.
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay.
Correct. At least until he
Until he
comes back from his
until
surprise
Overwatch
poopy.
comes back to fix it.
Right.
All right.
Oh boy.
All right. So Several.
Right. So
What?
If it's a surprise, it won't take that long, right?
I mean, if it's a
We'll see.
surprise, it may not.
Fingers
You may not
crossed.
make it to the.
Oh no.
We might be dealing with a whole nother problem.
Oh no, Laura said hashtag surprise poopy.
And we started a thing.
We're gonna clip that. That's going on TikTok and Merry
Oh,
Christmas.
Well, it's
Surprise
only gonna
poopy.
be it's
40
only gonna be
million
the battle
viewers.
map.
Surprise poopy. Anyway, here we go.
All right. So Several,
Um,
what do you do? Your merciful blade is with Callie.
I know it is. I know it is. So that's terrible news.
Yeah.
Um,
That is terrible news.
I'm not hitting her. That's not happening. So I'm going to rush over to Sunshine, and I will attempt to grab Kilara.
Okay.
Yep, that's what's happening.
All right. Go ahead.
$25.
25 will touch her.
Great.
All right. So once you have grabbed her, what are you doing from there?
I'm trying to take her to the ground.
So Several might have touched your stuff,
I just transitioned us to the battle map.
but that's all we have. So you might have to fix that.
No, that's as good as it's going to get for the minute.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't know
So
if you were
can't
gonna,
get-
if
we
you
can't
were
get
gonna
both
like
right now.
while we were speaking, if you were gonna jump back to the other scene or not. I don't know what you wanted to do, but I did just transition us to the battle map.
Oh, that's cool. Thank
Okay.
And then you've cordially been labeled as surprise poopy.
Laura put hashtag surprise.
Yeah,
you. Yeah. Thanks, Laura. I love you.
I don't know. I'm not sure where.
Oh, I think she made a clip.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where Turby is at the moment, but I was definitely channeling him at the moment. I've grabbed her and I'm trying to take her to the ground.
Okay. All right. So first off, you have grabbed her. That
Correct.
is your first one.
Correct.
You need to give me a flat check if you want to manipulate her from there.
Yep.
What'd you get?
A 2.
A 2. So you go to try to take her to the ground from
Mhm.
there, and as you're trying to wrestle her, and apparently Baby Vampire
That's
is
gone.
crazy strong because she's not letting go, and so you attempt to do that and get nothing.
So do I still have a hold of her? I just can't manipulate
Yes.
her? Correct? Okay, well, I'll try again.
Okay.
Third action. Minus the million.
Hey, Overwatch, our bard has lost his thing. Can you grab it? It's in the danger zone.
Well, as of right now, you know, I mean,
It's fine. It's
can't
he's not
play with it.
he's not barding anyway.
But it's not for him. It's for you guys, so you don't forget him.
But he's
Kept
not
playing with it
barding
and
Yeah,
anyway.
he's
not
That's a trauma I didn't need.
What just happened?
He tried to spray him with
My
mud.
life was just threatened.
Hey,
That's
no.
I was-
There's the
Oh,
bard
the
holder
stance.
right there.
the bard holder.
It's too bad we didn't have that on camera.
There you
Oh,
go.
we might
it
have.
is on camera.
No.
Oh.
No.
Bad bar.
No.
Don't do it again.
No. That doesn't have the stream option, does it?
So the little blue thing on the back.
Just make sure there's no words showing.
The little blue
Alright,
thing on the
it's
back
not.
there changes the angle of your bad bard sign, so that way it's not blatantly blurry to those that can see it.
Well,
We need to make it so it's not reflective.
okay. Well,
Great.
Laura.
Great. I rolled a 6.
All right, you rolled a 6. You can now attempt to move her. Give me an athletics.
Great. That would be a 21.
A 21 will hit her DC.
Great.
So
We are going to the ground.
you yank her teeth from Sunshine's shoulder. Oh, causing another 2 damage to your shoulder.
Shake it off.
It's fine.
All
Don't
right.
shake. Don't shake. You'll just start spraying everywhere. I don't
Sunshine,
wanna get
you're
any
up.
of that on me.
Well, this is gonna be several's probably not gonna know what quite hit him. You have to let her feed.
On who? Not you.
I'll be fine. Just don't let her kill me.
Well, you were pretty damaged, weren't you? And wounded.
Wounded.
Wounded 3, actually.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Probably not a good idea for her to feed on you.
But nobody's dying.
So your turn is to tell him she's got to feed.
Yeah, I understand that. Just not on you. Lenny!
Whoa! Whoa!
So are you holding actions?
Yeah.
Oh, better yet. Avery, come here.
Barnabas.
We got a gift for you.
Wow.
Ouch.
Barnabas' turn.
Someone stole
What are you
it.
doing, Barnabas?
Why would you offer up Lenny when there's a perfectly good fiery cat thing here that she could feed on?
Because the chances of Lenny surviving
Azara
are
starts
much more.
flaming.
Barnabas offered Azara for Killara to feed on.
Excuse me, sir. Has she ever done anything to you?
Technically, no, but I'm very frightened of her.
Technically,
Well, that's
no,
a
but
you
why take those
problem.
chances?
That is a you problem.
I figured it
No.
would be the easiest.
No.
All right, so what is your action, Barnabas?
Oh man,
What would you like to do?
I don't remember actually saying that. It's kind of jerky.
I
I thought
Just a
it.
little.
I think it was in my brain.
think it might have
But I don't
popped
think
out
it actually
anyway.
came out of my mouth. That
It might have.
way. I might have started to say that, but that's.
Oh, you stop halfway
Rude.
through and be like, "I'm taking back what I just said." That
Yeah,
didn't
Sounds
I
like-
don't,
happen.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
sounds-
I remember
Lenny
thinking
sounds
it,
Sounds
but
like-
not
Two
saying
feeders.
Sounds
it.
like backpedaling to me.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you all forget what I just said.
Y'all.
Magic.
I don't know where this elf comes from.
My
Hi,
horse
Bruce.
has weird accents going on. It did.
Oh man. Okay. Whew. I don't even know what. I think that I will just delay until I see what develops from Sivril. Apparently has the situation under control, so I will just hold my action until something more dramatic happens. I may.
More dramatic
More
than a vampire is latching onto my shoulder? Okay.
He's got it under control.
He's lived a very exposed
We've
life,
seen
that
some
Mark.
shit. All right.
Where
We've
he
seen
took
some
her
shit.
to the ground.
It's just a regular day.
Where
Well,
he took her to
okay.
the ground, the grass, he took her to the ground.
Yeah.
She's essentially, you pressed kind of her shoulders to the ground so she can't just. So where her hands and her face have touched the ground, all the grass blackens and
Ugh.
withers before your eyes where her skin has touched it. All right, that brings us to Avery.
Oh.
What are you doing? Are you holding or are you attempting to do something?
I think I'm gonna hold right now because I don't really want to get in the middle of whatever's
Father-daughter
going on
time.
with Sivril and whoever that is that's
Yeah, they-
attacking Sunshine.
Nobody's talked about it, and she went from dead to attacking Sunshine. So yeah, it's a
Yeah,
little.
I'm kind of lost here about what's going on, so I kind of just let him take care of it until I understand at least. Why
Right?
didn't we just?
Okay.
I mean,
No.
Sunshine did say she's got to do it.
Lenny, that brings us to
Oh,
you
shit,
if
hi.
she's holding. What would you like to do, Lenny?
Lenny.
Is he someone else another time? Like, what would you like to do, Lenny?
I was subtly telling Overwatch it was Lenny's turn.
Was that the signal? Was that the?
There we go! Yay!
Always meant.
I love you, Overwatch. Apparently, it's
Oh
on
no!
Overwatch.
That's stop.
He's got the cat
Hey,
spray out
hey!
now.
There are magical things over here that you don't want to hit with that. Remember, just like we're not allowed to have glitter here anymore. Just
Overwatch is
What,
not
cracked
abused.
herpes? That was air in a can.
we are
That's,
not.
that's basically.
Oh, I thought you were holding up the blue stuff again.
No, that's an air envelope with a straw on it.
Okay. I don't even want to know where the straw goes. Okay, Lenny. You went there.
No, it doesn't go there.
And look.
I feel like this is cycling back to
This is
surprise
a
poopy.
serious
Oh, we
matter
already got
here.
it on the
Anyway,
hashtag of surprise poopy.
no,
We were.
after everything I've had to do with this whole situation with handling her and all that, I will defer to Cyril. He is currently, as I will follow suit with everybody else.
All right, her turn. There's not even a word. There's just a
Having some
and she
father-daughter time.
pushes, and that would be a athletics. Does it hit your DC, your fortitude DC of a 22?
My fortitude DC of a 22. That is my DC.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So she shoves him off, and nobody said they moved closer. So she shoves him off and rushes at Sunshine again. I mean, she's right there, so she's trying to bite. That's not going to hit you with a 14.
No.
Okay.
No.
Third action. That one will. That one's up there. So she
Well, that
latches
should be
on.
shoving me off is one, moving is one, attacking Sunshine's one.
Well, you didn't move her more than.
I took her to the ground.
Yeah, she's at the ground.
Standing up is an action.
She didn't. I didn't say she stood up. She's just grabbing a leg, whatever she can get a hold of. She's
Okay.
biting.
Punch her teeth out.
Take another 2.
Okay.
So, is anybody releasing?
I'm gonna go ahead and release.
Does anybody have any way of summoning kind of an animal?
Well,
I
what
am
are you
trying to
doing, Lenny,
imagine.
as you release?
Currently, Cyril and Sunshine are the center of what is going on. Shit. I will go to Cyril. How far am I from Cyril?
You are about 10 feet from Cyril. We've
Oh.
got. She's on the ground in between them.
And how many other people are within 10 feet of Cyril?
Barnabas is about 15 feet
Well,
away.
sorry, Barnabas.
You're
No,
about
it's nothing
you,
bad.
you are about 10 feet from Sunshine and Cyril, and everybody else is about 15 feet away from them.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate. You guys have to fix that. I will come in behind Cyril.
Okay.
Because he is always the center.
Shit. Behind Cyril?
That actually changes everything because I just wasted an action. I'm getting used to this. I'm gonna hang out with Cyril for now. That's it.
Okay.
High
'Cause
five.
What I originally, yeah,
Top of the order.
I didn't math that right.
We're at Cyril.
Right. I want to drag her away from Sunshine.
Okay. Grab her.
Athletics of a 25.
That will grab her.
And we're manipulating her. 12.
12 is the straight check. You can try to manipulate the grapple now.
Athletics.
You're going to drag her away?
Yep.
Okay. So it'd be
15.
your grapple versus her fortitude.
Which is probably not going to be.
DC 15 will
Yep.
not do it.
Yep.
You want to attempt to do it again?
22.
22 will get it.
I'm dragging her as far as I can away from Sunshine.
And your movement is 40? So you can move.
Half speed probably while dragging her.
Yes. Do you want to move this way?
I would like to move. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So you get her about here.
Okay.
Please try not to run into the.
I know I had butted it. I'm
Earthquake
sorry.
test.
Another tremor.
They're everywhere.
All right. So that was 2 actions.
Yeah. Um. I will use another action to move her another 20 feet.
Okay. Same direction.
Yep.
Don't hit the thing. All right. You get her all the way over here.
Great.
All right. So, Sunshine.
Taking an action, looking at everybody. Either we find an animal for her, or one of us has to willingly let her feed on us.
I can try Wild Song. I've never had to use it before, so I'm not really sure if it'll work. But it's supposed to summon some kind of animal.
Go for it.
Is that a spell, Avery? Or is that an ability?
That's an ability.
Okay. And is it an action?
Pardon me, my eyeballs are a little bad in my old age. So it looks to be the Wild Song. It looks to be the old, like druidic speak
Okay.
kind of thing. So it allows her to speak with nature and stuff like that. So if there was an animal close enough that understood Wild Song, she could potentially call it in. And it's like it allows. It's another language that she could speak that will directly communicate with nature.
Okay. All right. So, everybody's still kind of holding then till Avery goes, or?
I think I will stop delaying and I will come up next to Sunshine and just maybe. Are you all right?
It didn't.
You don't. Okay.
It didn't hurt that badly.
Yes, but I mean we've been in a harrowing battle with this, for some time now.
Well, I guess after 24 hours you would have down 1 wounded, but
He's been too.
yes.
I'm still injured, but
Okay. She has everything under control, so I'll just.
Everything
are you
looks
volunteering?
I was. I wanted to help you after seeing. I hate to say it, but this thing bite you twice now.
If you don't, I will.
Oh, I thought you were volunteering to help feed Kalara.
Oh no!
Oh,
I was volunteering to patch you up real quick, but.
Oh, go ahead. I do have some wounds. That'll be fine. You can do so.
Yeah, so I'll quickly staunch some bleeding and perform some battle medicine.
No.
I'm volunteering. No, that's the wrong sheet. I want the other one.
Wrong.
That is not the
volunteering.
sign up I wanted.
So that's a 21.
Okay.
Nice.
So I think she'll get 2d8 back off of this. 8 hit points back.
And because you healed me, I also lose a wounded.
This was battle medicine, so the wounded condition still persists, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's not a true treat wounds yet.
Well, why can you do that? You have plenty of actions.
Well, can't in
Yeah,
combat.
we're in the middle of
Okay.
a sort of a fight. I don't know.
Sort of.
Well, yeah,
And then,
every little bit she can possibly break loose, so yes.
And then pulling a vial off of my belt, I'll shout out, "Several, we have this under control." And
Yes.
you know what I've got in my hands here.
Okay. Avery, going to try to find a animal?
Yeah.
Just Snow White that bitch.
All right. So why don't you give me a perception first?
First, let's see what you can see.
17.
Hey, that's all right.
Okay. 17. You might be. You think you see some movement over in the trees a little bit past, and that way of several. So you might be able to grab a squirrel or something up in there, or go yell at it and tell it to come to you. Would you like to try to command it down?
Yes, I would.
All right. Give me a nature.
$14.
14. So you kind of chitter at this squirrel up there. And what are you saying to it to try to get it to come down?
I'm trying to bribe him with treats. Like I've just found acorns and whatever else squirrels eat. And
Here, I have a treat for you. Is that what you're doing?
I'm trying. I'm
Okay.
trying to be like,
He goes, there's predators down here. Nope, stand up here. You see it twitching its tail at you. It's like, no, nope, not coming down. So that's 2 actions. It sees Azara and it sees a vampire flipping out. So it doesn't seem to want to come down. You have one more action. You could try to have Azara go grab it.
Okay, so I'll call Zara and have her try to climb this tree and get it.
Fire cat in the
Okay.
tree.
So Azara takes. What is Azara's movement?
Her speed.
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
30 feet.
30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 35, sorry.
All right.
Fire cat in the tree. It's pretty epic.
Okay, with 45, so 2 movements, she can start her climb. So she's going to start climbing that tree. Roll for her athletics, please.
Oh, is the kitty playing fetch?
She seems to be. Hey, Zara, go get the squirrel. Her flames go out because she knows she's getting ready to go into a tree.
19.
And she skitters up this tree here. Right near you. All right, that's all she'll be able to do this turn.
Also, this squirrel gets to hang out with my cat and just be like,
It is definitely not happy and chittering up there, making all kinds of noise.
Hey, squirrel, come over here. I got some nuts for you. Oh, you don't like it? Now my cat's gonna kill you.
See? Should have listened to me the first time.
We can do this the hard way or
Easy way or the hard way, squirrel.
you can get a last
apparently.
meal, or you could just be the meal.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
Do all
Food will be had. Do you want to be it or have it?
exactly.
That escalated quickly.
To be
All
or
right.
not to
Yeah.
be?
Drive around
So that brings us to
unmarked white
Lenny.
wagons.
With no windows?
That brings us back to Lenny.
That brings us back
Get in
to
the
Lenny.
van,
Yes.
squirrel.
Get in the van!
Alright.
Someone give him the
This
chloroform.
is less of a combat than.
No, it's
Yeah.
about to be a sacrifice.
It's gonna be bad.
Is it?
Hey,
This isn't working. He's squeamish.
hey,
Hey,
y'all
what?
know, y'all like just chatting, chilling, like everything's great. We're talking about blast flavored potions and stuff. And you guys are like, oh, a vampire attacked on the party. Let's talk about this with mild conversation.
I mean, they've
Hey.
been through a lot. They
Hey,
might be
hey.
kind of calm.
I have her pinned to the
Cinderella has
ground.
it under control.
Pinned to the ground
I'm
at the moment,
worried.
yeah.
I'm worried.
What are you doing, Lenny?
I'm willing to let her feed off of me. He's the one that's having a problem with it.
I understand him not having any emotion, but the rest of you guys are like, so, Reginald, we were in the field one day and a vampire sprung from the ground and attacked Vinny.
Well,
Who's
No,
ready?
here.
I don't know.
It's the wrong campaign.
All right.
Wrong
Well,
camp.
Yeah.
I digress.
Yes. Lenny,
Supremely.
what happened with you?
Lenny doesn't know anymore. Lenny's. I'm going to sing with all the colors of the freaking forest with this one over here to try to get a.
Squirrel.
Would you just go and let her feed off
I'm-
of you?
I'm inspiring for a second.
Okay.
Trying not to.
Me and Zara are trying to serenade
Gonna
the
sneeze.
squirrel.
Hey,
Zara, me
hey,
and
Seer.
Avery.
Yes.
Me and the cat are trying.
We need Baja Blast flavored healing potions now.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Ah.
I don't know about those.
It's been paid.
Bits
I
have been
agree.
say bits have been paid for the Baja Blast healing
Oh
potions.
no.
Oh, yes. It's better than
All right, so you
Certainly
are
do some
singing
research
with all the
into
colors
my-
of the forest for this,
Barnabas is
trying to
actively
inspire to
taking
get
notes.
this squirrel down, and
Uh huh.
so you're inspiring everybody, including Azara, I take it.
Yes.
In the squirrel.
Everybody. Yes.
Everybody needs to be within, what, 60 feet of you for that?
60 feet.
Okay, then she's good.
As much as I don't want to do. Can I grapple her?
Grapple
Who?
who?
I'm going to grapple your daughter.
She is grappled by
That's
him.
fine. I know, but he is
Okay, so
currently
you're
our
walking
strongest fighter, and if shit goes sideways, he needs to be free.
So one action to inspire, and you want to take 2 strides to get to where they are?
I've Macho Man Randy
'Cause
Savage
they're
turned
way
to the
over
ground.
here.
Gotten that damn
Okay.
far?
Yeah, he moved 80 feet that way.
Ooh,
Jesus.
yeah.
Well, not 80, 40. So it'll
Yeah.
take you 2 strides to get there.
I will.
See if you had Turby's
Okay.
Dwarven
So you
Stride, you would.
spend your actions to get right up
I
by
will
him
work-
and his
yeah,
daughter.
I'm just going to keep.
Keeping on, keeping on.
Mm-hmm.
So if the squirrel doesn't work, she's got another target now right beside her.
Great.
All right, so that brings us to her turn.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to bust out of her dad's grip.
Right here.
Natural 20.
Ah.
Ooh. She is definitely hungry, and
Well-
she's got, some of Sunshine's blood on her face, and her next action is, Lenny's right there. Lenny, what kind of armor do you wear?
Lenny wears an armored coat
Oh, so nothing on your legs.
on my legs.
Does 22 hit you? It does. You feel her sharp teeth pierce through your pants.
My pants, not
As she bites into your calf.
not the pants.
Your left calf. Take 4 points.
Hmm.
Yes, your left calf.
Mhm.
Take 4 points. That was 2 actions on her part. Third action, drain.
Oh,
Luckily, only 1. Take 1 point of charisma drain.
Oh,
wait, what?
Yes.
Wait, what?
I don't know if you recall this or not, but
As she
This
drains
is going to turn into an I told
several-
you so moment.
several, you see Lenny get
A
a
little dull.
slight streak of gray in his beard, and he does dull slightly. All right, that is her turn. Anybody holding any actions want to take them?
I'm gonna move closer.
Okay. What is your movement speed?
30.
Okay. You only have 1 action left, or 2.
I'll only move the 1.
Okay. So you move back here. Oh, no, a little bit closer. You're able to actually get to where you could touch Lenny. All right, and Barnabas had moved on battle triaging. All right, so that takes everybody's actions. Top of the order, Sivril. She's definitely latched on pretty tight to Lenny at this point.
I will ready all 3 of my actions
Mhm.
Okay.
to kick her in the chest
I thought he was gonna obliterate my leg.
when I feel like she has eaten enough.
Okay. Sunshine.
Holding. Readying to catch Lenny.
Okay.
Mhm.
Barnabas.
watching this all unfold, I'm not sure that I trust this whole process at all. So I would like to do an occultism check to see if this is even feasible.
I'd like to set this son bitch on fire. He said.
I mean, yeah, but first,
There's more.
But wait.
always think before you
Yeah.
explode.
Yeah,
kind of, yeah. But yeah, I really don't trust this whole thing and this notion of, you know, oh, we can control her. We just got to let her feed a little bit. I
Never said that.
don't like it.
Nobody said that.
But I have. That's.
Control was not
I don't
implied.
remember learning anything about vampirism
Okay.
with a 13.
You are not sure if she could be controlled after, or if this is going to stop, or if she's just going to be wild. You're just not sure. You haven't picked up enough.
I mean, we
Less
don't
than
know
that.
the power of the creature that turns Sivril, and if Sivril even has that same ability, or if his offspring, so to speak, in this would just become something feral and uncontrollable. But other than that, I have nothing to do. I don't want to get any closer, but I'm ready to unleash lethality if we have to. That's me.
All right. Avery, I take it you want to, you're not changing Azara's directions?
No, I'm still trying to get her to get the squirrel.
Okay.
Since he doesn't want to come down to me.
All right, so roll for Azara's grab. So roll an attack for Azara.
So I rolled a 12.
Plus, I believe she has an 8, 6 or an 8. Probably an 8 at this point. So either way, 6 or an 8, either way, that's going to be either an 18 or a 20. So that is going to grab the squirrel. She's not trying to hurt it. Give me a flat check, so just roll a d20.
5.
5. Okay, yeah. What is her athletics?
+6.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna grab a hold of the squirrel, and she's got him. So you had told her to fetch it, so she's coming back down. She starts heading toward you, of course, with it, but she has the squirrel in her mouth and is heading back toward you. You are about, she's now closer to Sivril and Lenny than you.
Alright, I beckoned her to me. Like, good girl. Alright, and I just try to direct her towards Sivril and his daughter.
Okay, so you want her to come all the way back to you, or do you want us to have her sent right to?
I'll just send her right over there.
Okay. All right, so use an action to command her. She will bring it. She comes over to you and happily sits down and presents a squirrel squirming in her mouth.
Uninjured.
Unsure how all of this exactly works. I will kind of like square my shoulders to her and I will say, release him.
To Kilara.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please don't crush my ankle.
You see her eyes go wide as her mouth goes.
And then I just point at the squirrel in the mouth of Azara.
You just point.
Eat
The
the squirrel.
Be specific. She looks slightly disgusted, but she grabs the squirrel. That'll take us out of combat. Grabs the squirrel and bites into it, draining it You see this squirrel go from this brownish color to dull gray. It screeches and it goes to almost a white as it just kind of becomes this wrinkly little husk as she completely drains it dry. And as it dies, she goes, that was disgusting.
We still fighting?
Nope.
Nope.
That was disgusting.
You had to eat there.
I just bit a squirrel and just, what is wrong with me?
Dad?
Would you? Or
Daddy?
So you were dying.
Oh no. Where's Mom's crystal? I had it in my...
I have it right here.
I had it in my...
I have it right here. And I will give it to her.
Sorry, I thought I'd lost it. Just still sitting on the ground. What do you mean I was dying and
Do you remember the attack that took place?
Yeah, I was poisoned.
Yeah. When I found you and you cried out to me, you were almost all but lifeless.
Okay.
I can't. I'm kind of like, is everyone just kind of like standing around? I kind of give that like, I really don't want to have this conversation with everyone standing over my shoulder, kind of look around.
I turn around.
And
well, it's just me and Lenny. They're
yes,
back
but
further.
still.
Zara's still sitting there proud of
She's
herself.
like,
She's like, I brought a squirrel.
yeah.
You're like, come here, Zara.
I will reach over and I'll grab her hand. And do you know what I am?
What kind of question is that?
Have they all left or are they still standing there?
You turned away. You're still right there.
I will,
I know just as much, or maybe a little more than you.
I don't know, I was informed by a pretty knowledgeable brethren of yours.
Mm-hmm.
I will reach up and I will take the mask off my face. And I will take her hand and I will just kind of place it where the scar is on my face.
On yours.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one on hers.
Correct. So she can feel that it's not like this didn't just happen. And then I will take her hand and I will place it on her face where the scar is.
What happened?
Killer, I am.
It goes down my neck. What is that?
That's going to be there forever. I did what I had to do to save your life. I am a vampire. I can't die. I have the same hunger that you just had.
She slowly pulls pulls her hand from you. And she will put her hands down to stand up and then jerk her hand back as she realizes the grass wilts under it. What is that? She gets up quickly and steps back at least 5 feet away from you. What do you mean I can't die? I kill grass. What else do I kill besides apparently squirrels and a vampire? What is a vampire?
You are a creature that will survive on the life force of other creatures.
So you kill things to live. Like
Yes.
just
Well, you don't have to kill them. You feed.
That's good to know.
It is, actually. Trust me. I couldn't face losing you and your mother and everyone else. You're all I have. You are everything of who I am. And you were dying in my arms. And I did the only thing that I knew I could have done that would keep you here with me.
So you literally took away my ability to die. You realize I didn't have a crystal. I could have actually died and died. I wouldn't be waiting to go on a tree. There's not the possibility that your father could have taken my soul somewhere else. I could have gone where I'm supposed to. And now I can't go at all. Not at all.
I didn't really think about that in the moment. You were dying in my arms. I felt your heart flutter with its last beat in my arms.
So in other words, you're telling me you're selfish. You didn't come back. And when you do, you just were selfish. Did you save anyone in there? Or did you just turn them all into whatever you are?
I didn't turn anybody into anything.
Except for me.
I saved your life.
No, you made me a monster. You made me something that our mother
Do you think
fights.
I'm a monster?
My mother fights those things.
Do you think I'm a monster?
Possibly. You weren't there. I was waiting and you weren't there, and then my mother died and you weren't there. And now I wake up and I just want to latch my teeth onto all of them, and right here I can see her heartbeat. Dad.
I can too.
Oh, good. Great. So, I am so mad at you right now. And you made me eat that squirrel. You made me eat that thing.
Because you were attacking my friends. If you don't eat, you'll go feral. And you won't be able to control the monster that lives inside of you.
I'll figure it out.
You can come with us and we can figure it
No.
out together.
I don't want to come with you.
Kilara.
I don't want to come with you. I'm sure you could just do that voice thing that you did to make me eat the squirrel and make me. This is... You made me into something I didn't want to be. You could have let me go.
You're all I had.
Yeah. Was.
In her head, I'll just say, I'm sorry.
Our home's destroyed. I'm gonna go find some place to put my mother. I lost my father a long time ago. And she'll get up and turn and walk.
And I'll use my last ability to speak in her head. She's walking away. And I will say, I'll never command you to do anything ever again. You make your own choices. But just know that I love you. And I'm always here. And then I get up and just kind of like swing around. And I will wipe the blood tear that comes to my eye off my face. And kind of get a cursory side glance at Sunshine, and I will walk back toward the cart.
I'm still standing there, and I know several is walking away, and so is Kilara.
Mhm.
And I'm going to call to Kilara.
She keeps walking. She's not going any faster, not slowing down.
There are people in Daratham that will help you.
Just kind of look over her shoulder at you for a moment and then continue.
point, after seeing several walk away and turn his back on his home and what remained of his family, I shouldered my gear, slowly stowed the bomb I had in my hand back on my belt, and tried to catch up to him. Just kind of lay my hand on his shoulder, trying to comfort him as we left and walked away.
I think it's you touched him. He kind of, you felt like he was startled. Like he, not that that he didn't hear you coming, but he's probably focused something else, and I think you probably felt the jerk.
When he recoiled from the touch, I immediately let go.
I mean, I wouldn't like. I mean, I would kind of lean into you being there, but you would definitely feel him recoil for sure.
I'm just not good at these things. I walk silently by his side and try to keep pace with him.
Back to the wagon. Where you find, you guys actually...
Is Callie awake?
Callie, yeah.
Is she awake?
Sitting up. Your merciful sword across her lap.
I just kind of get silently. I just kind of get in the wagon and sit down next to Callie.
Want to sulk together. Okay. Don't know where we're going now, but
Anywhere but here. Turby, we need to leave. Now.
you guys all pretty much getting on the wagon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
need
yeah, with that
someplace.
command, I'm frantically grabbing whatever the hell I got left and trying to get my ass on.
So Turby kind of goes, TV! And he'll hop up on the wagon to get ready to move it. And something, Avery, that you didn't see last time you were with them. So Turby gets up on this wagon and gets ready to move it. And I take it you load up on, and Zara will just kind of keep pace beside. But a wolf the size of a horse comes walking up beside the wagon as well. Azara kind of prickles a little bit. The wolf just kind of barely takes a look at her. You know, kind of like some dogs do. They kind of look at a cat like, yeah, okay, whatever. You're starting to get all upset. And he continues padding along beside the wagon. Turby reach out and give him a good pet.
I didn't think we were separated that long. What is this?
This
Turby
is-
find a new pet?
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
this is TV.
How
This is
did
my
your
buddy.
girlfriend get him for him?
He's like, no, this is TB. He's my buddy.
I'm gonna reach out and I try to offer my hand for him to sniff because I kind of, sort of, really want to pet this wolf because he's fluffy.
He's definitely fluffy, but he also has these large spikes and horns that come out of his back and shoulders and face. He's a dire wolf. He's not just a regular wolf.
Well, never mind about the petting. But
Oh no, he'll reach over and just lick the side of your face.
Oh gosh, that's gross. Ugh. Yeah, you want some of this, Zara? You go up there and get licked. Not me.
Your
She
friends
kind of
have-
she
you
kind
have
of
to kill all of your old
looks at
friends.
TV like he's a She's gonna swat him, and then he licks her in the face.
She looks so confused.
She looks annoyed and hops up on the side of the cart and starts cleaning herself. And Azara's definitely gotten bigger too. She's not a little bigger than a house cat anymore. She's full-size leopard.
She's matured in a few ways.
Yeah.
She can still act like her kitten self, but she's gotten better at like climbing and whatnot. She's stronger.
She's definitely annoyed to have been licked by the dog, but she will get up on the wagon, not burning anything, and sit there and clean herself as you guys continue on. So you guys are traveling for a little while. After a little bit, you guys do get some of the levity, because the antics between a dog and a cat normally can be amusing, but a large dog and a large cat can get quite ferocious but entertaining as well. They do start romping and playing alongside the cart here and there, and when the cat's had enough, she flames up and the dog backs up, and they kind of continue back and forth, but they seem to be getting along. And
Well, that's good.
they're both kind of padding along beside the cart, and then you hear a growl from TB, and you see her flame up. But they're not rushing at an attack mode, but they're almost scared, hesitant. The horse actually gets a little nervous and kind of stops and takes a step. Give me perceptions.
24.
29.
Nice.
25.
14.
All right.
Sunshine doesn't notice a thing.
I'm mega sulking. So,
Oh, me too.
20.
well, you're more perceptive than I am.
So Callie, Sunshine, and Sivril are all sulking.
yes.
All right, but Sivril still noticed though. The rest of you all notice that there is a dark black carriage on the road ahead of you,
Oh, this asshole.
and it is coming your direction.
That's convenient.
This road is not quite wide enough for 2 wagons, much less a large carriage in a wagon. So one of them is going to have to stop and let the other pass. Black carriage does stop about 30 feet away from your wagon.
I will just put my hand on my weapon as we approach that cart wagon.
The horse doesn't exactly want to approach. The horse doesn't want to move. Kirby's getting down and
I'll
going up to
I'll
the
get down.
horse. He's gonna go grab and try to kind of give it a.
I'll walk over to the carriage area.
Okay.
Is there a driver, or is
There's not a driver.
there a bench where you would have a driver normally?
Yes. But as you approach, the door opens to the carriage.
What do I see inside the carriage?
You see a familiar figure. Mort. Kick back and he goes, Oh. You're a sight for sore eyes.
I'm not in the mood.
You're not in the mood. You're not in the mood. Nobody's in the mood. That's fine. Where are we at? Driver! Where are we at? Did you mess with my driver?
Oh yeah, it's exactly what I do. Run around and mess with your driver.
Oh, is he sleeping? I mean, what's going on?
He's not there.
He's not there. Oh, fun.
You don't have a driver.
Great.
My horses don't want to approach your cart. My companion's animals are afraid. So we
Good.
have a problem.
He steps out. Come out. Oh. Oh. It's all of you. Lenny, I believe you agreed to do a job for me.
I did.
Yes.
How you doing, Mark?
A little annoyed. I believe I'm off track. But, fortuitous to come across you. Obviously, Several's not in the mood, but union business aside, what about what I asked you?
We've learned some things.
Okay, why aren't people dying?
That we're still not
You don't know that.
figuring it out.
Great. Do any of you know the answer to it?
I believe you made the deal with Lenny, right?
I did.
If he had the answer, then he would give it to you, right?
Not necessarily. Lenny's not the brightest.
Wow. And yet you still ask me to take the job?
You're the one who agreed.
Well,
The
Take her
faces
out.
she's making says she has an idea, though. What information do you have on it? Or are you lying to me, Lenny?
why would I do that?
I
My
don't know.
initial answer stands. It's an act of the gods.
Yeah. That's not the full answer.
And like
Okay.
I said, we're still trying to look into it.
Are you?
Well,
So
we
where are you
have been-
heading now?
I'm not driving. Derby, where are we going? Oh, well,
Hopefully somewhere to heal and
seems
rest.
like we're also lost.
Which side are you taking?
Which side
What are you
are we taking?
talking about?
Well, you all saw what was going on at the center of Bothrill, yes? You traveled there. Okay, which side are you taking?
I didn't know we were in the business of having to choose a side. What does their business have to do with me at all? Surprise, I don't know if you know this or not. The universe does not revolve around you, and it doesn't matter what side you choose. They're going to do whatever they're going to do regardless, whether you sit with your thumb in your ass or you go do other things. It doesn't matter what you do. You are just a currency.
Interesting.
Newsflash. I'm not in the mood.
Oh, I know. That's not my fault, though. But
For some reason, I don't believe it.
not believe it all you want, but so you didn't choose a side. Magic or death, right?
It's got to be something.
I mean, kind of have to choose one or the other.
I'm gonna
Is
be
there a
chosen.
petition we have to sign on which side we're choosing?
No.
Is there a reason that you're asking?
Yeah.
Which side are you on?
Side that doesn't allow Iodadri to be ripped apart.
Which one's that?
Well, considering that there are two gods fighting and they're tearing apart the world doing so, I would think I would choose the side that would make one of them fall. So that way this fight stops.
So you're choosing what? Excuse me, I'm
It could go either way.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Gotta choose one, though, right?
yeah, but what makes you think that you have the answer of with whoever wins, that's going to be the good one, or that's going to be the bad one. Again,
You don't have an opinion on them? You met them.
I meet a
At
lot of
least
people.
that's what Callie's attendant told me.
Yeah,
So-
I meet a lot of people. That doesn't mean that I walk around and I choose sides every time I meet someone.
So you want our opinion?
No, I want to know which one you're choosing.
Well, I, for one, choose neither. The fickle conflicts of the gods have little to do with us mortals. Again, as Cyril said, we're dust to them. We're nothing. We're motes in their eye, maybe. To pick a side is, well, it's illogical.
Not really.
Why don't you just come back in like 5 to 10 business days and we might have an answer.
I like her. I like her. You could be a really good member in the union, you know, especially with that kind of attitude. But
Your answer's back ordered. It's going to be a while.
here's the thing.
Customer service.
You guys spoke to them and somehow got your mage away from there.
I believe not that it's any of your business, but
Wait, wasn't that part of our debt? Was to find out where the mages
Yeah,
are?
13 sent word so that your debt was cleared. Where is he anyway?
I haven't seen him.
Typical. Look, you say you're dust specks. You say you're currency. I've heard rumbles from multiple places in Bothril. There's something more even starting. There's other deities moving and shaken. But somehow one died when the god of death is busy. How's that work?
I don't know. What
How do-
happens when somebody rips out your heart?
Apparently it doesn't change anything. I could rip out Lenny's heart and he still could be put back together and still be okay.
Why did Lenny keep getting volunteered for the Death Axe?
I mean, you're just easy.
Well, that's goes
All I
without
have to
saying.
do is ask the ladies and, drum with them and they'll tell me all about it. Anyway.
Okay, I can pick on him, you can't.
Oh, I can pick on him. But I'm saying, apparently mortals aren't just currency or specks of dust, because there's mortals that caused the death of a god through certain machinations and allowing another god to become more powerful. So, it stands to reason that someone could help stop this fight by either picking one or the other to back. Does that not make sense to any of you?
It does. But the question for us is, why should we trust you?
Why not?
Would anybody like to provide a litany of excuses as to why we shouldn't trust Mort?
Oh, let's see. Let's start with the shady ass wagon that you just strolled up on.
I don't know where my driver went. I fell asleep.
He was creeped out probably, and that's why he's gone. Creepy dude in a creepy carriage.
Yeah, maybe.
I just don't like the look of the guy or his name.
What's wrong with my name?
Sounds like Wart.
Sounds like what?
Wart. I don't like it.
Wart. Oh,
You work for the union.
yes.
There's that.
The union's not a bad thing.
It's not exactly a great thing either.
Or a good thing.
I mean, it definitely holds a niche in iododry that
It
is
does.
needed. Look,
So does the sewer system. And that's
Exactly.
also where the shit goes.
exactly. But where would your shit go if it wasn't there?
To the union.
Not to the union. You know what happened to people's shit before the sewers? It sat in their house in a pot. Or they dumped it on the street. And then you had sickness and disgusting filth.
Here comes the
What happened
Union
before
history
you had
lesson.
the Union? You have thieves and crooks and things that have no morals and no center and no direction. You have those with the shady business that do things that they shouldn't, and there's nothing to control them.
I'm pretty sure those people still exist.
So controlling the
I feel like this
criminals
is
is the answer.
I feel like this is a recruitment pitch. Like
Oh,
when
no.
Pitched for the
I
union.
wouldn't dare try to recruit them. You maybe. I like you. I really do. I like your attitude. I like the way she talks. I don't know if you quite would fit in with the Union, but I like her. Look,
What do you want? Can we just wrap this up?
What's
Put a
the
bow
point?
on it.
I want to know what side you're picking.
Okay, so let's entertain the question. Okay, let's entertain the question.
Please do.
So let's say my friend Barnabas here decides that he wants to choose the god of magic. Okay?
Okay?
Okay. Now let's say Lenny wants to choose the god of death. Right? Right? And then she chooses the god of magic, and I choose the god of death, and how ironic. And then she chooses the god of magic.
Mm-hmm.
What business is that of yours at all?
Then I would find you guys to be idiots because you can't come to a consensus.
Why do I have to agree on what anyone else says?
I would think you guys would all agree because it would dictate and help with what you do next.
How do you know that? Have you ever, in your lifespan, seen two deities slug it out in the middle of a landmass, causing a massive Lenny cataclysm going on? Okay, so how do you know how the outcome is going?
Lenny, how does it come back to you again, Lenny?
How do you know how the outcome is going to fall into pieces and all the things are going to fall into place if we choose
Well-
one or the other? Why do I have to choose one of them? Why can't I choose someone else?
I feel like they know something. Like
Why can't you choose someone?
Why can't I choose Sunshine?
Choose Sunshine. What does that do for you?
Maybe I can venerate her like a god.
Maybe you can.
Maybe I can.
Do you think you can?
Have you ever heard of
convince
self-enlightenment?
thousands?
Huh?
Can you convince thousands? Can you convince the world to venerate her as a god?
How long do I live?
Forever.
Oh my god. Would you like to worship Sunshine as a god?
I'd worship her as something.
All I need you is to say, yes sir, sign here. Boom.
It's not how it works. Look. The gods are fighting. They need to stop. Every time they fight, every time there's a large clash in their combat, more of the world splits.
Don't you believe in destiny?
If you can defeat one some way, then maybe the fight can stop. Because if the god of death is defeated, and that's a big hole in vacuum. If the god of magic is defeated, that's yet another big hole in vacuum. But one of them's going to have to fall, or we're going to lose the world.
So, in your infinite studies, Mort, have you dabbled a lot in religion?
Quite a bit, actually.
So answering this one question.
Sure. Go ahead.
If I kill a god, do I usurp his power?
Possibly. I've seen it. I've read it.
You've seen it where?
That's harder to explain.
Hmm.
It's much harder to explain. So you want to kill one of them?
I'm just asking the questions, just like you're asking what side we're on. Maybe Barnabas wants to be a god. Or Lenny.
Or Turby.
Or Turby. Turby would be a great god.
Or Sunshine.
All signs are pointing up.
After the burning of the temple, I think Sunshine might be out of the running for God.
There are plenty of gods that
Burning
burned
of
other
a
temples.
temple, gorgeous. I thought that you were better than that. You burned a temple. You know what? All right, look.
In my defense,
You don't need a defense.
she was evil.
Look.
Your actions explain themselves.
I might have come across a list of things that are able to bring the power of a god down, possibly even kill them. But I refuse to let that list go to someone who's not on the side that I like.
Well, then the question
So
is,
if this group of adventurers doesn't want it, apparently I could possibly find another.
the question is what side are you on?
The winning side.
And you know who's gonna win?
I know who I want the list to go to.
Why are you standing here talking to us for? Go find them. Give them the list.
Because you all have this touch of destiny around you. You all have the ability to adventure and go do these things.
Yep, smells like death.
Yeah, I can smell it all
Smells
over
like
you.
that.
I can see it all over you. Look at yourselves. You're covered in blood and gore. You've obviously been through traumas.
What makes you think we have any interest?
If you don't, fine. As I said, I'll find another group.
So, I don't know. At this,
He goes and steps back into his carriage. It's fine. It's fine. Find another group.
Let's just kill him. I mean, he doesn't even have his driver. It's just one guy.
Nobody will know.
you just sit right there, Mort. We'll have a conversation. We'll be right back to you in 5 to 7 business days.
Okay.
I take it we all heard the conversation because he was outside, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've all chimed in at least once.
He's a dick, but it's work.
Are you hurting for work?
Oh,
What is he offering us?
I don't know. He wasn't offering a whole lot
Apparently
the first
a
time
list.
we did it.
Yeah, he's offering me a
list.
list that could say hot dogs, hamburgers, and whatever. Like, I don't, who
Okay.
knows?
The first time he offered us
Right,
a
I have
job
no idea.
was to pay for our jail.
Don't look at me.
Oh, I'm looking at Lenny.
Hard criminal.
Criminal. And hard criminal? No.
Ultimately, none of this conflict matters except for the fact that people here are dying.
Correct.
And as much as it pains me to say, that may be reason enough to try to put a stop to it. Whether or not we matter in the scheme of things, I don't know. But maybe with this list and the end game of stopping this conflict and stopping this catastrophe that's happening all around the world right now, I mean, maybe there's something to be made for us as well. But I don't know.
So at the risk of sounding like a broken record, whose side are you on? If we're gonna fight somebody, don't we have to pick a side?
I mean, he already has chosen.
Correct.
Just
So
go with it.
yeah, he wants to know what side we're on, and I feel like this is like the hey, what's the password? You got to have the right password to get in, maybe, or maybe we just say we want to be on the winning side.
I mean, that's what I don't understand. Like, what does it matter if he has a list of tasks that he wants to hire someone to do because he's already chosen the outcome based on some information we don't have? Then asking us what side we're on doesn't matter. Can we get the job done? Sure. ultimately, I don't really have a side. My only goal is to
Stop the pain
put
and
a
suffering.
stop to the suffering. Yeah, I mean, we saw the cataclysm that happened in the middle of the woods. If that were to happen in a populated area, it would be catastrophic.
Yeah.
And if we can have some influence on that, then maybe it's worth it. But this, dilly-dallying back and forth about whose side are you on, it doesn't matter. Like, let's just get it done. That's my take.
Lenny?
I already said let's go. I just don't want to take it because you're so against it. But what
I'm not-
side?
I'm not, yeah. I don't necessarily care one way or the other.
I
to
don't
be
know with
honest.
the party, I don't know that me picking sides has ever ended well for me in the past. This is kind of a big one. Just saying.
It's fair.
I mean, the value of us picking a side is that, it might as well come down to the flip of a coin. Ultimately, he's going to give us the job or not, and we're going to have an influence or not.
Right. All right, so I will ask.
Really?
Huh?
You ask?
I'm going to ask Turby
Mm.
kind of what he feels. He seems to be busy, and I can't find him.
Probably
He's,
decided that
he's
horses.
playing with the animals, trying to keep them calm, and
And then I will. What do you think?
I feel like we don't have enough information. I feel like if we just accept it now, I feel like it's kind of a trap. It might be a trap.
Oh, it's more. It's definitely a trap.
Well, definitely, but how bad of a trap? How bad of a position will it put us in with just a sneak up, like something that we won't see coming? Like,
We fought trolls, we fought dragons, we fought gods and vampires.
I think ultimately what you're getting at maybe is that we would be indebted to his organization for the rest of our lives.
Well,
Calling in favors whenever he...
I think 13 kind of sealed that fate for us already, though.
Sunshine? You have a very unique perspective, and I'm interested in what you have to say.
First of all,
That's enough. All right.
excuse me. No, civil.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
excellent
Not
point.
how this works.
Flip a coin?
You asked me my opinion.
Let's hear it.
You have to remember that the god of magic is literally draining the life force and magic from his followers and anyone who can cast magic.
I had
What
my charisma
happens?
sucked.
What happens if we kill the god
As a
of death?
vampire, it's different.
You get your charisma sucked all the time.
What?
That's not important right now.
Holy
that's a new name
shit!
for
That
it.
took a left turn.
I thought it was
At the
morning
brothel?
business before
Mm.
So-
recreation.
Okay.
Now it's charisma. Okay.
So what happens? What happens if the god of death dies?
Well, as Mort said, either way, there's going to be a vacuum.
I don't care about the vacuum of what they're doing. What happens to us and you and you and him and him and her and Turby?
Someone else will take his place.
Are you sure?
There always has to be a death. And there always has to be magic.
What happens in the interim? What happens if we kill the god of death and in the process we lose Barnabas? Does his soul not then be condemned somewhere because there's no god of death to take it?
He would be sent to the neutral realm
Well, that's not
under
bad at all.
Brian
That doesn't sound so bad.
until he is sorted out.
I've dabbled a little bit in what. Now, granted,
Just so you know, I want to smash her in the mouth. That's from Turby. Mort, that is. I want to smash Mort in the mouth.
Well, thanks for joining the conversation, Turby.
Turby, I love you.
I'm busy with the,
Oh, we'll carry on.
TV.
You're doing great.
Know who I want to back, who I would back.
So you physically have a choice.
I do.
So
Well,
let's
would you-
take it to the logical conclusion. If we push in favor of having the god of magic destroyed, does that rip all magic from the world? Would the ability to manipulate magic disappear?
But
Would the
here's
power
the-
disappear?
Here's the thing. He
Callie
was told.
has been quiet right about then, even interrupting Sunshine. She says, would it be that bad? I'm still alive. I can't touch magic. We can live without that. We can't apparently die without a god of death. Not that I can be any help, but that's my opinion.
Without a god of death, would we then become immortal?
I choose to back. If I were going to choose a deity to back, I choose the god of death.
Well, I think I'm okay with a world without magic. Science will carry humanity and the world forward.
Besides, death's a little nicer than magic.
I don't know. Kind of both suck, but
No. No. One has a streak of cruelty, and one is just doing his job.
well, that's a fair point. I can appreciate that.
I walk over to the cart
Mhm.
with 36. Does that hit Mort?
Yeah.
I,
So you
I punch him
step
in
in
the
the-
mouth.
And
You
we're
step
right back
in.
to the beginning,
I
boys.
punch him in the mouth and I say, we choose the god of magic to die. Give me the list.
Yeah. Huh. And he smiles. And that's where we're ending tonight's session. We will get back to that memory. You punching Mort in the mouth and asking for the list next week.
Good show.
Remember, guys, we are going to be at PopCon. We will stream again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you all at PopCon. Hopefully, we'll see some of you. Come out, see us, meet us live.
Hang around in the chat for the raid as Laura throws us somewhere else where we can kick around in their chat and make all kinds of shenanigans like you guys do here. So, thanks a lot.
Sorry, Turby. He got to go punch him instead
Hey,
of
I did that
Turby.
for you, bro. Like,
He definitely
like
did it for you, but Turby should probably go and try to punch him too. Can't be outdone by several.
He deserves another one.
Baja Blast. Okay,
That's
Baja
right.
Blast potions. Yeah,
Baja
we've
Blast
got a raid,
potions.
guys.
We're working for it.
All right. See you next time.
Yep.